memory lane we go. Old school is always best school. And for the better part of a decade and change, Adam Thielen was a member of the Minnesota Vikings. And for Adam Thielen, touchdown-wise, it started this way. 1st and 10, Bridgewater shotgun, deep shot, man there, right side, caught Thielen, 10-5, touchdown! Teddy Bridgewater to Adam Thielen, and the Minnesota Vikings take a 9-6 lead. It's a 44-yard hit. And it ended this way.
Cousins under center, Dalvin the tailback, play action, straight drop, pass to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Adam Thielen. Kirk Cousins throws a touchdown to Adam Thielen, and for Kirk, it's his 29th touchdown this season. For Adam Thielen, it's his 6th receiving touchdown.
So how many golf lessons are you up to a week?
I'm at number 3 so far since I retired.
Oh,
so,
that's it?
Yeah, that's it. I need more. Trust me, I need a lot more. But I'm trying to dial it in. The first couple set me back a little bit, and then I kind of had to retool my swing, try to figure it out, and now it's starting to feel pretty good. So we'll see.
Okay, well, when you and CJ had that awesome retirement ceremony at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center, I mean, you know, I've been in that TV studio myriad times, and the capabilities of what they can do to make it look nice and all shiny toy-like. I mean, I thought I had seen a 10 of 10 until what I saw they did for you guys. I mean, that was with your family there and CJ's family there. What a special day that was.
Yeah, first class. I mean, they didn't need to do that, right? And they just go above and beyond for guys and their families and the things that they do, these other organizations are not doing. And so there's just so much appreciation. Again, like they didn't need to do that, and they went way above and beyond. So very thankful for that. I mean, it was just an amazing night to kind of just reflect. I've never really allowed myself to reflect on my career until now, and to be able to kind of see some of that stuff, the highlights, and just hearing some people talk about things, and it almost made me want to come back and play again, but that's not happening.
Like you can. Adam has a yearly celebrity softball game at CHS Field. It is Thursday, May 28th, and you can get information. We're going to talk more about it a little later. ThielenFoundation.org. That's where you get tickets. ThielenFoundation.org. It's annual. A couple of football camps, one in the Twin Cities, another in Detroit Lakes. That'll take place. Those will take place July and August. More on that coming up momentarily. Why I asked you about those golf lessons, and you know, I purposely did not ask you in anticipation of knowing you were coming in here. I purposely did not ask you this because I thought I was nailing it and like you were being all secretive about it. I think I'm wrong. Are you thinking about taking a shot at the PGA?
Not necessarily at the PGA. I mean, I think eventually I'll try to get in as many tournaments as I can. Now, how realistic is a PGA Tour event? Probably not very realistic, but I'm going to set my goals high and see what happens. But actually,
so I'm not that far off.
Actually being on the PGA Tour, no. But to try to get in, qualify.
There we go.
You know, to get into an event. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And you know, you the football player, when you were at Detroit Lakes High School, did you run track?
I did not know.
Okay.
Baseball and golf.
Baseball, golf, and football. Right.
And basketball.
And you were incredibly good at all of them. I spoke at a Fellowship of Christian Athletes event in Pelican Rapids a couple of weekends ago. So when we're driving around and going to dinner and stuff like that, and we got to the Detroit Lakes portion of the equation, I think I sent you that picture. I mean, they couldn't stop talking about this golf course in Detroit Lakes. Is there more than one?
There is more than one. Detroit Lakes Country Club. That's what it was. A public golf course.
Yeah. And you just tore it up.
Fantastic.
You just tore it up when you were in high school.
I didn't tear it up. I was like the 4th best golfer of 6 on our team. So I did it as a social event. As you know, I can talk a little bit, and all my buddies played. So I did it as that. I was probably more into baseball at that time, so I played both. And honestly, whatever season it was, whatever competition I was in, that was my favorite sport. And
I don't know what business leaders you took for $20 here and there, but you are golfing legend in the Detroit Lakes Pelican Rapids area.
I don't think they ever watched me play golf then, because my personality is not fit very well for golf. I ride the roller coaster of emotions, and golf is not a game for that. So it worked okay for football.
Yeah.
At times I had to check myself, get a little too emotional, but yeah, golf's not that game.
Well, I don't know what PGA tournament took place this weekend, but I'm channel flipping while getting ready for the Monday show yesterday, and there's this big golf tournament. There's Matthew Fitzpatrick in first. It's like minus 19. Kim is in like third, like minus 14. See Woo Kim. And it just amazed me with Scotty Scheffler. Okay, he's HOF. He's immortality. Nothing should amaze any of us, right? But he's a week removed from the Augusta mental meat grinder, right to the wire with Rory. Bounces back, gets a couple of nights sleep, does some celebrity appearances, probably talks, signs autographs, takes pictures. I don't know if he won yesterday because I stopped watching. He was right there. And I'm like, the mental fortitude that must take to go from not just a golf tournament, but Augusta, and you barely missed, and then the next week you're just firing bullets. That's amazing.
Yeah, he lost in a playoff to Fitzpatrick.
Oh.
And, but yeah, I mean, it's incredible to see his name on the top of the leaderboard week after week. And honestly, a lot of these tournaments, he's barely making the cut. He's right on the edge of making the cut, and then he makes this insane run Saturday, Sunday, to be right in the thick of it every single weekend. It's impressive. No one, the golf world maybe talks about it a little bit, but it's not like when Tiger was winning every week, where every sports fan, not even necessarily golf fans, were talking about Tiger. That's not really happening with Scotty, which it should, because he's incredible, and he continues to put himself in position to win week in, week out, and is great for the game.
So what retirement related house projects are you delving into this week, Adam Thielen?
I don't even have time for that. I'm coaching so many sports here with the boys that I've been pretty busy. I think I had 7 games I coached in the last 3 days, and then tonight will be my 8th. So there's a lot of baseball going on right now.
That's awesome.
Flag football. I'm the offensive coordinator for my first grader and third grader. And so trying to dial up some plays, which with the first graders, I did not do a good job. I was very mad at myself because guys were running into each other. We had a couple fumbles. It wasn't a pretty sight, and that's on me.
Adam, they're in first grade.
I know.
They're supposed to run into each other.
I was not a happy guy. But immediately got to get to the third graders, and we dialed up some plays and had three or four touchdowns. So that was fun. And those, my boys love it. And the kids on the team, they're great kids, and they just have a blast competing. So I'm having some fun.
When do children, because we're talking about children, when do they start throwing curves? Like when do they start thinking they can bust off that curveball?
Well, my oldest is in third grade, and the other day we were kind of playing
Asher
catch.
is the oldest, right?
Yes, yeah. Asher. So we had a tournament in Iowa this weekend, first baseball tournament. Because I'm practicing indoors for the last couple months.
You got tournaments outstate at third grade.
Yeah,
that's a machine.
Yeah, we got one in Iowa, and then we got next week we're in Wisconsin Dells, which will be more of a water slides time than it'll be baseball. But it's fun. They love it. They love to go compete. They fall in love with the game. They won the championship in their bracket, and they got the championship rings. My youngest son, Hudson, was the bat boy, so he even got a ring.
That's sweet.
So they're fired up to go to school today to show everybody. We couldn't make it 2 feet into school before they were already showing everybody. So they're pretty fired up about that. But yeah, my oldest son, Asher, gearing up for this tournament, we were playing catch, and he started throwing curveballs. I go, Asher, it is not time for a curveball. Let's just throw strikes.
Thank you.
And we don't need to mess up that arm. And I don't push for him to pitch. Just because of the arm stuff and whatever. And he's such a good athlete. It's like, keep him in the field, let him go make plays. But he did pitch 2 innings and did great. And doesn't have a whole lot of technique, but he's throwing strikes and he throws it hard. He's got a strong arm, so it was fun to watch him.
And he's having a great time.
Oh my gosh!
And he's with his dogs.
So I'm kind of the assistant coach for this team, and just being in the dugout for me is so fun, just to kind of hear the chatter, hearing what these kids are talking about, and you kind of get to know the kids and who they are. And I just really enjoyed, like, it was all just great conversation. I mean, just great kids. And you don't always get that.
That's awesome.
And just to see Asher kind of light up, and he's more type A, a little bit more reserved. And he was just having so much fun that he was just joking around and the chatter and making fun of himself and just having fun with it. That's why you do it. That's why you play sports. There's so many life lessons in sports, and it was fun to just see him with the big smile on his face.
Adam yearly puts on a charitable celebrity softball game at CHS Field. That's in St. Paul. This year it is Thursday, May 28th. Gates is at 4:30. There's a home run derby at 6, celebrity softball game at 7 o'clock. More on that around the corner, including where you can find tickets. It's always a fun event. Adam Thielen, former Vikings receiver, in studio for a couple of long segments, 9 to noon. And we will get into more with AT19 around the corner. But first, we got some cash to give away.
The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot at some bonus bucks with the National Cash Contest. Go to KFAN.com and enter the keyword fun. Might win some bonus bucks with the keyword fun at KFAN.com.
You know, with that, with the retirement event with you and CJ Ham recently at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center, it's you guys shared a lot. It was awesome. Like, we talked about the facility and just how well they did it up for you guys, because this was momentous, man. These are fantastic careers. But both of you, I thought, when it got to the point of the what's next. Now, what was it, 3 weeks ago? Something like that?
Yeah, 3 weeks, month.
Okay, 3 weeks, month. So this, I'll never forget this. Hey, this with KO, golfed with him. KO didn't play me on offense. I had a problem with it, but I went thigh, not eye on it, said CJ. Did the best I could on special teams, knowing there would be an opportunity. But when it both got to the what's next, you both kind of stammered. Because there has to be a daunting side to it a little bit, where right now it sounds like you got everything squared away. It's fantastic. Seems like you're enjoying it too. But when you grind the way you have for more than half your life and achieved forget it, the where you came from, stopped counting years ago when you started putting double moves on the best corners in the NFL. So now it truly is a phenomenal story. Had to try out just to get an opportunity to try out at rookie camp. It's amazing, and it flies in the face of. It's a small percentage, but you kind of outran that a few years into your career when you became one of the better receivers in the NFL. So the Vikings begin off-season workouts today. Today's day one. The optionals, the voluntary, but most show up. Get a chance to get back there, be with your dog, start with the meetings and the whole thing. Whether it was monotonous, mundane, boring or not, near the end of your career, it's all you knew for more than half your life. Is that something through which you are pushing, or you think you will have to push, or is it easy?
No, honestly, I look at it this way. I feel like I gave so much for 13 years in the NFL, and obviously beyond that with 5 years of college and high school and playing 4 sports through high school, that I'm just ready. I don't miss that time just because I poured everything I had into that for 13 years. Like, never missed OTA practice. Like, I enjoyed my off-season training, and I gave everything I had every single year. And not only just being, at ETS training, but also just like locked in on sleep and recovery and nutrition. And just like, I poured so much into it that when I finally was able to call it done, like, I'm like, whew, like, I got this weight lifted off my shoulders. Like, I get to refocus. And I've always been the type of person that I'm all or nothing. Like, I'm either all in on this or I'm out of it. And so now I'm like all in on this next phase of my life, that I'm just excited about that. And obviously, like, when it becomes training camp and it becomes real games and like that atmosphere and going on the field and warming up, like, yes, like, I'm going to miss that. But at the end of the day, like, I'm so happy where I'm at and excited about the future.
Well, you should be, and you've earned it. But for instance, when it comes to living what would be perceived a normal life, where you don't grind with an abnormal job, and when I say grind, I mean, I'm not overusing that word. We're talking about the highest level of the most popular sport in the United States of America. And the lines are long and the gigs are hard to find, man. And there's a certain mindset that goes into it or you ain't going to last. So like tonight with the Wild at 8:30, the Wolves at 9:30, 9:40, I'm going to say 0 chance or 2% chance that you and Caitlin and whomever, if the kids are asleep, chorizo nachos with that. I mean, you're not going to sit there and just crush what would be deemed bad food during a game, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it for so long of just kind of dialed into my nutrition and at the end of the day, like I treated that as my job. Like my body was my job. And so I put so much focus and time into that even though at the end of my career now that I'm like, I can kind of let go of that a little bit. Mm-hmm. But like, I'm so wired, like you said, like I'm so wired to doing it a certain way that now I still feel guilty when I don't get a workout in. Like now I'm not training and I'm not there for 2 hours. I mean, this morning, like people would probably laugh at my workouts now. Like this morning I worked out for 30 minutes in the basement before I came here. Like,
excellent.
And I just did curls, bench, rows, like, you know, like I just abs and then called it a day. Mm-hmm. And tomorrow I'm going to go play basketball in the morning and then move on my day. Like that's, but I enjoy that. I enjoy to still like stay in shape, feel good and eat good too. Like I still, you know, let myself go a little bit, but at the end of the day, like as soon as you do that, you're like, got to get back into it. Got to get back into eating good, feeling good and all that.
Courtesy of Steve's Appliances and stevesappliances.com. This is our marathon segment for the day. They have a customer appreciation sale taking place up Mounds View Way. Stevesappliances.com to get information, but the customers are family for Steve's Appliances, and they will save you money, give you free delivery and free recycling. Take advantage of this unique opportunity now. Stevesappliances.com, stevesappliances.com. Are you going to hang out at the facility some when they start getting together for OTAs? Just, I mean, you're not going to be a distraction. Even if you're there during training camp and it's hot and say there's a joint practice or something, it's not like you're going to run out on the field and be like, hey, Jay Sean, you know, we talked about this last year. Okay. It's not like that, but do you anticipate hanging out there a little bit?
Yes, until they kick me out.
They're not going to kick you out.
No, yeah, absolutely. You know, that's why I'm back in Minnesota. I live 10, 15 minutes from the facility. My kids are in school during the days and, you know, obviously still busy with a lot of other things, but yeah, I got flexibility and freedom to be able to pop in and probably stay there way too long because I talk too much, but I have a lot of great relationships there that will be really fun to just still be around. And like I said, until someone says, hey, probably should stay away. Yeah. I'll try to be around as much as I can.
What was it like playing with Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, it was a very unique opportunity. A guy who plays the game a completely different way than anybody I've ever played with. And a lot of positive, 99.9% positive and 0.1% that were really difficult. But I say that all to say that when I got to see who he was day in and day out as a football player, I realized why he was so good. Like his attention to detail, his work ethic. Like I've never seen somebody practice like it was the NFC Championship game.
Really?
Every day. Every day.
Well, see, Cousins had that to him, didn't he?
Yeah, for sure. Kirk was, more type A in the fact that like everything had to be like this, this, very organized and detailed. And, that's why he is still playing, right? And why he's made so much money and people want to keep him around because he's so detailed and you can appreciate that as a quarterback, as a leader. Now, Aaron is also very detailed, but he just is a gamer. Like he just wants to go and compete. Every second of every day, he just wants to compete. He doesn't care what it looks like. And every day he's begging to do a 2-minute drill because he wants to go compete. Yeah. And he wants to be able to go and call plays and change guys' routes and be game-like, right? Like he's not going to be the one that's like, all right, 1st and 10, run the play. All right, 1st and 10, run the play. Like he's not okay with that because that's not realistic.
Right.
And so for him, like he wants situations in practice that are going to relate to the game and he wants it to be stressful because in a game it's stressful, right?
I love that.
And so he keeps the receivers on their toes. Like he's going to give signals that maybe we haven't talked about a lot, and he wants to check and see how much you know and how much you're studying. And he doesn't care if you've been 13 years in the league or one. He's going to test you every day.
Holy cow.
Every day.
That's terrific.
I have never been so stressed out every day of meetings. Like you go walk into a meeting, you better be ready.
Right.
Because he might call you out.
You know, in watching as much as I could of your final days with the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, I noticed something, and it seemed to be a common thread with the offense where they purposely, I would guess, did a really good job protecting him. I mean, I didn't see hardly any 7-step drops. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was bam, 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 fire, 5-step fire. If it's a 5 to 7, let's get out of the pocket. It just seemed from afar like they did a really good job protecting him.
Yeah, well, there's a few sides of that, and hopefully I can touch them all. But number one, offense line was fantastic. I mean, just super good dudes, and they always are. You know, like the guys in Minnesota, those are the guys I have strong relationships with. You know, the offense line is always the best group to hang around. You know, they're all just a bunch of frat boys hanging out together. But yeah, they had a great group, great offensive line coach. I mean, fantastic. Just the head guy, the assistants. I mean, they were just detailed and just great human beings. And then on top of that, Aaron's not a guy that's going to hold on the ball and take a hit.
Yeah.
Like that's just not his game.
Right.
His game is he's gonna manipulate. He's gonna change guys. He's gonna have RPOs, run pass option on every run play so he can get the ball out quick. He's not going to take hits. Like that's just not, he doesn't want to take hits and he's not going to do it. He's not going to risk it. And so he's not going to do the long, drug out, whether it's 7-step drop or play action, you know, he's just not going to do that stuff. Like that's not, and if the coach calls it, he's probably going to MF him from the middle of the field, as we've all seen. And then he's going to call his own play. So, yeah, he wants to get the ball out quick. And that was the hardest part for me transitioning from here to there was I had to learn the offense, which was fine. Like that's hard work and it's part of the job. But then I had to learn Aaron's offense outside of the offense because he has 5 million signals, hand signals that he can signal at any time until the play is snapped.
Wow.
And so you're as a receiver, you're not able to look at the defense. You have to just keep your eyes on Aaron because he could do it at any moment. If you miss a signal, he's going to throw it at you and then he's going to cuss you out and then you're probably never going to play again.
Wow.
And so, which is a good thing, right? Like that's accountability. Like that's you gotta be on your stuff.
That's HOSF stuff right there.
And that's why he brought all those guys around him. You know, when he went to New York and he had Lazard and he had Randall Cobb and he brought in MVS when he got to Pittsburgh. And like, he kept those guys around for a reason because he knew that they would know exactly where he wants them and he could make them look good. You know, you look like a guy like James Jones, great football player. When he was with Aaron, he was lights out. When he went somewhere else, maybe not so lights out because him and Aaron just were on the same page. They ran the same offense, the same hand signals, the same adjustments. And Aaron's going to put you in a right spot and he's going to put the ball in the right spot for you to go make a play and run after catch. That was the thing that I realized is sometimes it'd be like an awkward catch, but then you realize like he did that on purpose because then you could turn up field and go get more yards where if he led you, you might get catch and hit. And so there's a lot of those moments that you kind of see from afar, but you don't really understand until you're in it.
That monster tight end, Darnell Washington, and the way they used that cat with Freiermuth. I mean, when you still were on the team, we saw it in Dublin. And I mean, it was just a spectacle. There's so many hybrid situations taking place in the NFL right now with safeties and corners and safeties and linebackers and tight ends, you know, who can play wide receiver or H-back, stuff like that. They're always looking for the right athletic, or Ricard used to play for the Ravens. I think he went to Buffalo. I don't know where he went.
To New York.
Thank you. Yeah, with Harbaugh. Yeah, Patrick Ricard. I mean, I'll never forget, man, in, seeing Ricard in front of Henry. It's like 540 pounds of beef coming at you. and he's nimble with his feet.
He can catch.
They always are looking for an advantage. Adam Thielen in studio. When the Timberwolves come home Thursday, hopefully they come home 1-1 against Denver. And I bring it up because I know you like all local sports, but have an affinity for the Timberwolves. Do you hope to get to that game? And did you watch game one?
Unfortunately, I won't be able to get to that game because I'll be at the draft party.
Oh, sweet! I'll be there,
which will be fun, and hopefully we add a high level guy, character guy to help this team get to the next level. But yeah, I'll be paying attention for sure. My boys took my boys to a game a week or so ago, and they're hooked on it, so they're trying to watch the games. But I caught bits and pieces of the first game, tried to stay alert on my phone and stuff. Like I said, I'm coaching kids sports, so I'm in the middle of coaching and trying to keep up with it. But,
I got you.
But yeah, I mean, I got to the last game, and all the guys were kind of sitting out, and so didn't get to see the Stars play. But I'm excited. They'll be fine. Like, it wasn't a great first game, obviously, and Ant's coming off of not playing much, and
he has a knee,
and has the knee thing. Like, and as an athlete, like that's tough. Right, that's
because
tough.
You're thinking about it, right?
You're thinking about it. You're all week. It's not even just the game. You're thinking about all week. Like, how is this going to feel? I don't know. Like, and you're not trying to push it in practice, and it probably doesn't feel great in practice. So you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be myself. And you kind of worry about what that's going to look like. You just don't know until you get out there and you do it, and then you get some adrenaline and you start making some shots, and you forget about it quickly. But it can go the other way. Like, if you're missing some shots and you made a move and it kind of grabbed a little bit. Like, now you're starting to think about it. It's not an easy thing, and people don't realize it because you can't see how they feel.
Yeah.
And so that's tough, but they'll be fine. He'll get it going. He's a gamer. He's a competitor, the best competitor I've ever seen. And so I'm excited to see what they do in game two.
So he went to in for my taste of watching and or following basketball. He went to ball hogging a little bit, trying to get things going in game one. And I shared 90 minutes ago is I'm on board with people earning guidelines, and others have rules with earned equity. And I'm also on board with the otherworldly, the superstars like that, shooting their way or working their way through a physical situation like he is. But, in my estimation, he lacked some self-awareness in game one and just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And they were bad misses. They were long misses. And there go the Nuggets to get 2s and 3s, and the game got a little out of hand. So you would know this better than anybody. Is when it comes to players policing their teammates with love and respect, it doesn't have to be a screaming situation, but it could be like dog, A, B, C, D to help all of us. Yeah, I don't think that happens, with a superstar like that. So for you, when you played, do you recall ever having a heated conversation during a game between you and a fellow player, and it actually led to the best for the team?
No, there's a viral clip out there of Kirk trying to show me how to run a route on the sideline.
Really?
You don't remember that?
Vaguely.
Yeah. And we were both a little heated, but it doesn't work out. I think we both, obviously got over it very quickly. But I will say, a little off topic, but it's like, I think about that game that Ant had, and I put myself in that same situation. Like, okay, how would I react? He is the ultimate competitor. So I know that without anyone even having to say anything to him, he knows. He knows that he needs to play better. He knows that he needs to pass the ball. He knows that there was situations that he held on to it too much or tried to do too much. And I guarantee he's been thinking about that since that game was over, of how he could have played better.
Right.
Like, that's just, even though he's a superstar and everybody loves him and he's got a lot of praise and all these things, he's a competitor. He wants to win. And he is self-evaluating, because that's what the best of the best do. That's what the all-stars do. That's what the guys that are going to the Pro Bowls, the All-Pros, like, they are going to self-evaluate, and before the coach even tells them what they could have done better, they already know. They've been thinking about it for 24, 48 hours. Like, they've been thinking about that. And so I guarantee that he's going to come out and he's going to play the best type of basketball to help this team win in game two, because he's been thinking about it nonstop of how he's going to do that.
Well, you got me pumped up. That one shortly after 9:30 tonight. To the here and now to close, including the celebrity softball game, which is a month and a week, a month and change away with Adam Thielen and others at CH Field in St. Paul. Vikings. When you have a quarterback who can run like Kyler Murray, and it's a legitimate threat, he is a legitimate running threat. And then you have receivers like Jefferson and Addison to cover. What can they do on offense to keep teams off balance?
Well, I think when you have a guy like Kyler, can he run and can he move the pocket and all this thing? But he can also run an offense. Like, I think the thing people don't realize is he can throw the ball on time. He can be an accurate passer. He can throw the ball to the sideline. He can throw the deep balls. Like, we've all seen it. And so I think you just run your offense. Like, that's also why KO is so good, because he can scheme guys open. He can get the best out of quarterbacks that have experience and that understand the game and have made plays. And so I don't think it's going to be like, oh, now we got to run this option and get Kyler running. I don't think it's that at all. I think you just run your offense. You do what's best for the team, and then you let Kyler go play. And at the end of the day, like, his back's against the wall. You're going to get the best Kyler you've ever seen, because I guarantee that he's in there right now in that building. I think they reported today for OTAs, like, he's in there grinding on tape, and he's never done that before. And he is trying to build relationships because he has to. If he doesn't, he's out of the league.
Go ahead.
He's making $1 million. If he doesn't do those things, they might just cut him before the season. And if he's not a good leader, and if he's a bad teammate in those things, like, he's just gone and he's out of the league. And he's going to figure out a way to make sure that he's putting his best foot forward, to make a good impression, and to do those things to help that team win games, and ultimately for him to play well. If he plays well, he can extend his career by a long time and make a lot of money at the quarterback position.
What has to happen for J.J. McCarthy to consistently hold a starting job? Now let's eliminate the low-hanging fruit. Find a way to stay healthy. Okay, whether it's nagging, whether it's bad, whatever. It's, you got the Bursic, just said it a bunch of times. You can't make the club in the tub. But outside of that, what does he need to do to find consistency?
Yeah, I think it's just maturity. Like what was I doing at 22 years old, and get handed the keys to an entire organization? Like, that's a tough spot. Yeah. And then, I hate to keep going backwards, but it's like, and then he gets hurt and doesn't get to really take any reps the entire season to get better, to get better from, or learn the ropes of what it takes to be an NFL quarterback. He never got any of those reps his whole first year at all. You can be in the building and be in some meetings, but that doesn't really do anything for you. Like, you need to be in there, how to game plan, how to take practice reps, how to how to prepare on a Friday. Like, what does that look like? And he just didn't get those reps. And then you go into year two, it's like you get thrown in the fire, and it's like, go. And didn't really get to learn from anyone and be taught what it looks like to be an NFL quarterback, because it's a lot different than college. And so I just think, let him mature a little bit. He now knows, has a year of, film or things that he can self-evaluate to say, hey, I need to get better at this. And I already know he's been working his tail off. I think he was out in California to work on those exact things. Now I have a sample size. Like, the first year, I don't have a sample size. I have nothing to look back on and say, okay, I could have done this better. I could have done this, but this is what I need to work on to be at the best. And he's competitive as I've ever seen. So he's working on those things. He knows he's got to do some things different. And then now he gets OTAs to kind of do that. He gets to see Kyler, how he works and how he does things. He's had a lot of experience. Carson's back in the room. He's got a lot of experience starting games and winning games. So it's a really good fit for him now that going to this year. He has to go compete, right? It's not Kyler's job. It's open. So go compete. Go show all the work that you've done. And if you come show oh wow, he's got this touch on the ball. He's making his reads. He's not freaking out. Oh wow, maybe he's ready to start. Maybe he's the guy. And so he's got that opportunity. They didn't sign a $40 million quarterback to come replace him. They brought in $1 million guy to to go compete.
In closing, of the 57 touchdowns you scored here, do you have a favorite? Do you have a most memorable?
I don't think I have a favorite. I think about, I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is like one-hander in the back of the end zone. Those are kind of my favorites, like the little double moves. We used to run like an Omaha pump, which is like an out and up on the goal line. One of my favorite plays because everybody, sits on the goal line and they try to, you break out, they're going to jump it, right? Because they think it's quick, get it out the ball out, and you go up the sideline. Quarterback throws it before you even break to the second move and right in the back of the end zone. And I think it was against Dallas with no fans in the stadium, one-hander. But those are the ones I think about. But to be honest, you learn that those are not easy to get touchdowns in the NFL. So I think every one of them I look back at, and I'm thankful for that opportunity because pretty crazy to think that I had 57 touchdowns for the Vikings and in some more elsewhere. So it's a lot of touchdowns that I'm very thankful for.
When I thought of this, I wanted to write down 3 or 4 that came to my mind just quickly and not overthink it. And one of them was, it wasn't a game deciding touchdown. I'll just never forget the catch at Twickenham against Cleveland and the soccer slide and the fist pumps, right? And the crowd just right in front of you because the stands were right next to the pitch. I'll never forget that one. That was sheer joy, man.
Yeah, that one was a blown coverage, so I didn't really do anything other than just stand on the back of the end zone.
You did the soccer slide
in case
in London.
But yeah, that one was cool for me too and my family because my wife was a big soccer player. Went to Iowa State to play soccer and was an unbelievable athlete. She keeps reminding me as we watch our kids where they get their athleticism from.
But she's right.
But yeah, she is right. She talk about competitor. Yeah, watch out. But yeah, no, that was pretty cool because she loved that.
That was the best.
The soccer slide and being in London and a lot of memories in London. Honestly, had some of my better games in London, which was fun.
Okay, lastly, before we talk about or we promote the softball event, the celebrity softball game, one word with these head coaches, because from Leslie Frazier through Mike Tomlin, we even have an interim in there. So I'm going to say the name, and then you just hit us with one word that hits your heart about these individuals.
Oh, boy.
Adam played for 5 head coaches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, yeah. Frazier to Tomlin. X amount of head coaches. Here we go. Leslie Frazier.
Cool.
Mike Zimmer.
Competitor.
O'Connell.
God, there's so many words come to my mind. I think just
Smart.
I think it's more than that, though. I think it's like I want to say like steady, but like he's just got this like cool presence. So like almost just like a
poised.
There we go.
Frank Reich.
Let's see here. He loves football. What would be like a word? Just loves ball.
Impassioned.
There we go.
Okay. Somebody named Chris Tabor.
Taves. Wild.
Okay. Dave Canales.
Happy.
Mike Tomlin.
GOAT.
When people go to thielenfoundation.org for the celebrity softball game, what do they need to know? May 28th, CHS Field. Any idea who's coming? It's the Vikings offense versus the Vikings defense. It's been like that for a while. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite events, if not, it's my favorite event. It's just such a great time. Guys are just relaxed and having fun. Like, you never can get around offense and defensive guys in the NFL. Even training camp, right? Like, it's intense for them. Mm-hmm. And this is just having fun. They're there for the fans. They show up and they have a blast, at least I think, and they're just so good with the fans. That's the coolest part. Like, what a unique experience to get around those guys, get autographs, get pictures, see them up close and personal, and see their personalities.
Yeah,
like at the mostly you don't really see guys' personalities show up because in the NFL game, like every game matters so much. Like you don't get to see our personalities until it's the off season, and you're around us, but you just don't get those opportunities. So it's just such a unique experience, and so excited I get to be a part of it again. Missed a few years and excited to be back, but it's a great event for families and just to come and hang out and just relax and have a good time.
You absolutely have access to any Viking you want, but it's always nice to get a helping hand. So with Spearfish Sammy, Sam Newton with Media Relations, have him get with Kyler Murray, because whichever team gets Kyler, you're getting a guy who could have played Major League Baseball. He may be 5'10", but I bet you can hit it 400 feet.
That's a good point. Yeah, there's a few baseball guys, but obviously he's one of the best, or the best.
Might be.
But yeah, offense versus defense, which is always fun because they start competing, right? Then they got bragging rights in the locker room, and hopefully we can get them a big trophy so they can just put it in the facility and have bragging rights for a year. But he would be a great addition to the offense.
ThielenFoundation.org, ThielenFoundation.org. And there are a couple of football camps coming up beginning in late July. We will re-engage with Adam closer to those and talk about those. Love you very much, buddy. And it's great having you around. Thanks for coming by.
Appreciate it. We'll have to do this more.
For sure. Adam Thielen, AT19. Back after this.
Man.
Pete Fox is a jewel of a guest, and courtesy of Continental Diamond, a jewel of a jewelry store. Parker Fox joins us each and every Monday at 11 o'clock and select Wednesdays at 9. Continental Diamond also is picking up the tab for Parker's appearances on the Power Trip Morning Show. So the first two in the core four thank Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park, continentaldiamond.com. And Parker and his fiancee Taylor have gotten to know the Pessis family, Andy and Revital, quite well with Continental Diamond. In fact, you guys have post-Olympics with Taylor. I mean, they've done some really, really cool things for her and for your family and everything, just like a sports. They're huge sports fans down there. So you don't have to ask for like, hey, you just come in there in a situation like that and they'll present something to you and say, hey, what do you think? What do you think about that? But for those of us who don't play in the Olympics, they have pre-owned watches that they're quite proud of right now. In fact, 3 shelves worth, Rolexes, Breitlings. Use the 9 to noon hook. Use the Parker Fox hook. When you go to Continental Diamond, ask for Andy or Revy. Use that 9 to noon hook to save yourself some money. It is Continental Diamond, adjacent to the West End in St. Louis Park. It is the longest running advertiser on AM 1130 KFAN or FM 100.3 KFAN. The word is good. The staff is better. ContinentalDiamond.com. I've been excited to ask you several questions since the Timberwolves lost to Denver over the weekend. And let's just start with low-hanging fruit. What do we do tonight after how things finished Saturday? And good morning.
Yeah, good morning, PA. Good to see you. I think there's a lot of things to do. I think there's some encouraging stuff from that game. The way they started the game was encouraging for me to go up by 10 in that first quarter. And then it's been kind of classic Timberwolves this year. You lose the second quarter by 10, and then you lose the third quarter by 12. And just like that, you're down 12 heading into the fourth quarter, and you're scrapping and you're looking for something. And we could all look at this game and watch Anthony Edwards, and he wasn't moving the same way he's moved all year. He goes 7 for 19 for 22 points, played solid, hit a couple threes, but just wasn't moving the way he needs to move to push this Timberwolves team deep into the playoffs. So then you kind of go to your next option. You look at Julius Randle, and Julius Randle goes 7 for 16 with 16 points. So he wasn't there either. So I think there's a lot of things. Tonight's going to be a big answer. I've said it a million times. This is a Chris Finch series. Finchy needs to be at his best in order for this team, this Wolves team, to win. And I didn't think anybody was at their best in game 1, but it's a great opportunity tonight to go game 2 in Denver and try to get one.
All right. Well, help me. This is the A topic for me, and it plays off, and I'm not going to go through the full diatribe monologue again, but with Anthony, I'm in favor with earned equity and recognizing some people within businesses or teams have guidelines, and the others have rules. And that's just how it is. If you don't dig it, go get another job. Secondly, I'm also on board with those who are pushing through physical problems with their otherworldly talent, shooting themselves through it, pushing themselves through it.
I agree.
I'm cool with that too. Unless it lacks what I felt, and you watched the game closely this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I felt Anthony lacked self-awareness.
I think so, too.
And it's not you're down 7, hey, Ant, one shot's not going to cut the whole thing.
Yeah.
The hero ball bit, but, I mean, we know this, man, is when Finch comes on 9 to noon and says, well, why'd you lose, Chris? Ball got too sticky. It's 75% Anthony, 25% Julius, and hide the women and children after that.
Yeah.
Well, that was so apparent, in my opinion, right before our very eyes. So here's the question. McDaniels had 8 points in a 3-minute span in the first quarter. They couldn't find him.
No.
And he was just bursting with confidence. Well, he finished with 16. And I think we went an hour of real life time without him shooting a shot.
True.
So now you as a basketball player, you know how this works. I'm hot. Okay, well, I ain't going to yell at Ann. He's my dog. He'll eventually pass it. Well, when you finally do get the ball, you take stupid shots.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're not sure when you're going to get it again. And that happened with him, and I got frustrated with that. So with McDaniels and the way things developed, why did it develop that way? And is that acceptable?
Not acceptable. It's a flow issue, right? It's a very basketball-esque type of thing. I've been in it a million times. I've seen guys in it a million times, kind of those third, fourth pieces of a team. They're always looking for flow. And I think this Wolves team knows, like, Jaden McDaniels is a guy that they want to insert early. Like, they want Jaden to start aggressive for several different reasons. One, you're guarding the best player in the other team, right? So you want to have yourself locked in mentally. When you're just playing defense, it can be difficult to keep yourself locked in on both sides of the floor. But Jaden did a really good job of starting out early, getting to the rim, hitting a shot, getting the mid-range, starting his energy off early, and that translates to the defensive end. If you're Anthony Edwards, there can't be that hour of real life time. Like, Ant knows about it. Ant talks about it all the time, how grateful he is to have Jaden on his team, how great of a player Jaden is. Now prove it. Now go out there and create for others. I thought Ant was solid to start that game. He had 5 assists, I think, in the first half, ended with 7 assists, which is a solid number for Anthony Edwards.
When he was passing, it was working.
Exactly. So you need to identify that, and I don't know if that's Ant's job to identify it himself. Is that a coaching staff job to identify that? But as Anthony Edwards continues to develop as a playoff type of player, the ball has to move. It can't stick, because I know that when it comes down to clutch time, Anthony Edwards is going to show up. He's going to make shots. But as the game kind of starts and the flow is happening, you got to include other people.
That's Parker Fox at Parker Fox 24 via X. Thank you, Continental Diamond. Thank you, ContinentalDiamond.com. More on the world of hoops, and we'll mix in some Heinze hysteria with P. Fox around the corner. But first,
The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a chance to win some bonus bucks with the National Cash Contest. Just go to KFAN.com, enter the keyword media. The keyword is media. You could win. Just enter that keyword now. Good luck, KFAN.